Nigeria versus Gabon. What do you think the correct score line is going to be? Let me know that down below in the comments. Chanana,
my brother.
Nigeria versus Gabon. What do you think would be the correct score line?
For me, I'll go for a 2-0 win for Nigeria.
Gabon is not going to score any goal?
Yeah, I don't see them scoring.
Aye, guys, let us hear from you what you think the correct score line is going to be. I'm going to be very honest. I believe it's going to be like 2-1 or 3-1 in favor of Nigeria. I see Gabon scoring, but they like to concede. And we are going to talk about all this and many more. This is the preview. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. You can call me Ebuka. And I'm doing this video with Chanana
Chinedu in the building.
So guys, quickly, let's jump into it. And don't forget to let us know your correct prediction down below in the comments. Let's begin with the head-to-head between these two countries. Now, if you take a look at their last 5 games between Nigeria and Gabon, Nigeria has won 2 and the rest has been draws. That is their head-to-head in their last 5 games. And in fact, the recent one was a World Cup qualifiers in 2005, 25th of March. Nigeria beat Gabon by 2-0. So that's the most recent one. And it looks like the head-to-head is in the favor of Nigeria. Do you think it goes on to play a role in the game Nigeria is going to play on Thursday?
Yeah, sometimes when you play against a team that you hardly beat or you hardly can beat, it affects you a bit mentally if you are not really strong, or you are not really fortified for the game, because you are going to meet someone you know always beat you. So it affects you. You begin, so today I'm not going to, can I score these guys at all? Because always
they have one on you too.
Yes, and they have the best players too. It's not like Nigeria is looking weak or you say this is not the best version of Nigeria. They have all the quality players. So still that thing will be on you that can I beat these guys today again? You understand? So the moment you start questioning yourself or you start questioning the belief, then there's a problem. You understand? And we are hoping that Gabon does the same thing so that there will be a problem. They are hoping, you understand, because they are professionals and they know what's at stake. So you don't expect them to be doing this stuff because they know this game is based on one match, not based on history or the matches are past. No. So they are going to this game really focused. So we hope that one bit of thing clicks in and give us the physical advantage. But when you step on the field and you have the edge mentally, I tell you, this game will be very easy for Nigeria.
So for me, I just believe that head-to-head are very important, especially when you are making analysis like this. Even for us, when you are watching even European games, they always use head-to-head to predict who wins the next game. The fact that Gabon in their last 5 meetings have not won alone shows me that there is a possibility of Nigeria having an advantage in this game, but also clearly shows that there is a possibility of a draw. And we have all been talking about this game maybe going for an extra time or probably into penalty. So for the head-to-head, it speaks a lot, but let's see what happens on the field of play. Now let's move away from the head-to-head and talk about how both countries performed in the World Cup qualifiers. For Gabon, they picked up a total of 25 points. Out of the 10 games they played in the qualifiers, they lost to 1 game to Ivory Coast. They drew 1 game against Ivory Coast again, and they won a whooping 8 games. They scored 22 goals and also conceded 9 goals, as compared to Nigeria, who had 17 points in the qualifiers, had 1 loss, that was against Benin, played 5 draws, and also won 4 games. Now, they scored 15 goals and conceded 8 goals. What does this statistics tell you?
This tells you that Gabon is a scoring team. They score a lot of goals, I understand, but they also tells you that they can also concede goals. They are not invincible. You understand? So when you have your teams right, you can concede. You can hurt them. You hurt them where it hurts the most. So this is one thing that Nigeria should go inside feeling confident that you can score against this Gabonese team. They are not invincible. So scoring against them shouldn't be a problem for Nigeria at all. And based on what Nigeria have done, tells you that Nigeria, they are not at their peak yet, because they've drawn almost 5 games in their qualifiers. Out of 10 games they draw 5, won 4 and lost 1. So that tells you that Nigeria too are not a team that to be too feared, because with these statistics I don't think Gabon will go into this game and you'll be fearing Nigeria to the brim.
You know how Gabon will be feeling? Nigeria drew against Lesotho, Zimbabwe. Like they'll be like,
this Nigeria
this is not Nigeria.
This Nigerian team is beatable.
Yes, beatable. Yeah.
that's why earlier I said that with this Nigerian team, they don't put that much fear in you. For you to come, like the way if you are going to meet Morocco, you are going to meet Senegal, the way you be shaking or feeling that meeting them is highly impossible. This Nigerian team has shown that
their past performances
have shown that they are beatable and you can score against them. But what will take solace in the new coach Pierre-Emerick has come and has not lost a game yet, and we are happy and we are hoping that it continues. You understand? Because immediately that thing ends, then meaning we are out. So we are hoping that it continues till the end of the playoffs, so that he will keep his perfect record. So I'm sure that Pierre-Emerick is also wanting to keep his perfect record. So I tell you, the man is working. By this time, he's sitting down, calculating things and putting things in place, because Nigeria has to be at the World Cup.
All right, so just to add up to what Chanana said, as he said, Gabon know how to score goals. Between two players, that is Dennis Boyanga and also Aubameyang, there is 15 goals.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is a team that can score from either angles. And also one thing I noticed is that Nigeria has conceded less goals as compared to Gabon. So that is an advantage in the side of Nigeria. But then one thing Nigeria can take solace in is the game they played against Benin. That game was an excellently well executed game, and that was the best game I'd seen under Eric Sekusel. If Nigeria can go into the game against Gabon with that same mentality, the same intensity, trust me, they'll beat Gabon, because that game was their best game again under Eric Sekusel, and I just hope that it just continues like that. Now, let's move away from those performances and also talk about the 3 must-do things for Nigeria. Now, the 3 must-do things is just based on our own opinion, based on what we have seen Nigeria do, especially in this particular qualifiers, because definitely there are weaknesses that need to be corrected. So let's jump into it very, very quickly. The first one would be goal distribution, and personally, I have talked about this several times. As much as Osimhen is doing an excellent job scoring goals, you cannot solely rely on Osimhen, because trust me, Gabon will definitely target Osimhen. That means there has to be another player who has to say, no, today I'm taking up the mantle and I'm going to score the goals for Nigeria. Because most often than not, when Osimhen is not in the team, the other forwards struggle to score goals. Why is this the case? So we hope that the goal distribution issues are being addressed. Shanana?
For me, I believe the problem comes from the creativity. Even with Osimhen in the team, you realize that the creativity is a bit lacking. They hardly create decent chances for their forward to score. But we all know sometimes when you have an extraordinary player, it helps a lot. So that's what Osimhen brings to the team. So he makes up for that deficiency. So he scores the goals. So you don't think, but when he's not there, that's where you see that, hey, today the senior man is not there, because he will do the extraordinary thing. The other players can't do, because they are waiting for the supplies and all that. And we all know strikers, we have different types. Those who stay at the top and wait for the supplies and all that thing. But we all know he adds other things to his game and all that thing. So when even the chances are not coming, he can score from nothing else. So, but when you have other strikers who can't do that, then when you can't create for them, you find what is. So I'm hoping that when they go into this game, the chances, the creation will be enough. So even if you don't get to Osimhen, then other players can also get chances to score. Because when your goals are distributed in the team, then it's easy for you to score goals and easy for you to win, because you become very, very unpredictable and dangerous. But when you always focus on one player, then you become easily predictable. They can just stop that player and you are done. So let's hope that this game Nigeria will show us something different, surprise Gabon with different things, so that Gabon, before they realize it, they'll mark Osimhen, then other players will just be scoring the goals.
So guys, let us know your thoughts concerning the goal distribution issues in the Super Eagles team. That is not all. In most games I've seen Nigeria play in this qualifiers, they like to concede very late in the game. A typical one is the Zimbabwe game, where they drew 1-1. They conceded, and it was so painful, last 10 minutes. That is not all. The game they played against Lesotho, they also did, they did it, like always in the second half, Nigeria always fidgets. And this is something that they really need to take serious. Their last 10 to 20 minutes, they like to fidget. Lack of focus, lack of concentration, either from the defender side, from the goalkeepers. It has been an issue. This is the time that they need to focus. That last 10 minutes thing is something that you don't need even coaches to even tell you. As a player, you need to know that last 10 minutes, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I want to touch on something. The coach, if you are watching the game and the player is tired, please change. Last 10 minutes, don't even put a player in the game or allow a player play when you know he's too tired. That is all I have to say. But what do you have to say about this?
For the last 10 minutes, I think this one has to do with it. And mostly, they are leading during that time. But you have to know that 1 or 2 goals, it just takes 1 goal to change the dynamics of a game. Yeah. So you can be leading 2, and the immediately they equalize 1. You see that you become jittery, you'll be shaking, and before you realize another one has gone in. And so we've seen instances where most teams, even big teams, concede on a rapid basis, 1 and the next 2. That tells you that when you concede that goal, you can even concede the next within a minute. So please, when you are leading 1-0, 2-0, the game is not done. That is when you have to keep the utmost, because that's where the other team will throw everything at you because the game is ending. So he's a bit desperate, so he's throwing everything at you. So the moment you lose concentration, you can concede. So we are begging them that time. We need the concentration even better than when the game started.
You know, in football terms, they call something man management.
Thank you.
When the game is ending, there are tactics to delay. Like, it's not like just their proper way of delaying it. And you normally see these European teams, they do it to perfection, especially Arsenal.
Micromanagement from Arsenal, the champion.
They score you 1, and you see how they play the rest of the game. They know how to even holding on to possession alone is man management.
Yeah, that is the best.
Like managing the game to its end is very important. It's not like faking injuries here and there. Holding on to the ball alone is also a form of
Arsenal don't play a low block. So that should tell you that they hold on to the ball. They know when to do whatever, when to do those gimmicks. Yep. And even the Premier League, they showed it when the delaying things. Arsenal was number 1. Before second was
You can't do it more than them.
You understand? So all those things
are going to take a corner, they waste more than 50 seconds. Just go and take a corner.
They're working, the players working like it's going to a beauty pageant.
Yes.
You can't force
your substitutions, you intentionally bring it, diming it, so that you delay. Those are tactics. It's very, very important. So that you ease pressure on the team.
And one thing, please, Eric should know when to apply the changes.
Yes.
It shouldn't be done too early, and it shouldn't also be done too late.
Your timing should be on point.
Your timing must be on point, because these are little details that affect the game. So we hope that Eric will take notice of what you are saying and put it into effect.
All right. So let's move on to the last must-do thing, which is pressure.
Okay.
Let me tell you the honest truth. There's pressure. Not only on Nigeria, but also on Gabon. But whoever the pressure would over is going to go out. That's the honest truth. Now, speaking about pressure, I mean, the game can be decided if you don't take time in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If any of the players get a card, be it the forward, midfielders, or defenders. If anyone gets a yellow card, that player indirectly is the weakest link in the team.
Thank you.
Now he will be pressured, and if you don't take time, red card.
Especially a defender.
Those
players on the flanks.
That's why you are saying pressure. Pressure would be on anyone. That means if you're having pressure, if you don't think you overreact. So I feel like these players, this one, they need to be talked to. This one you need talking like have a cool head, play the game. Don't be on don't be over. Don't overdo.
Don't play like you have been injected with dragon blood.
Don't overdo. As simple as that. Don't get too angry. Sometimes these players even play mind games on the players.
Yeah.
You see one player insulting you, maybe bring something in your past and insult you, and it affects you.
Yeah.
Trust me, there'll be pressure on you. They know they have gotten you. Mind games and things. That's why I'm adding it to this whole pressure stuff. Let me know what you think about this.
For me, the pressure is very, very. That's why sometimes you need level-headed players. Players who have played these big games and they know how to cool things down in this squad, because we will not want next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you have your number 2 giving him someone to be marking Boyanga before even 10 minutes the person has got a yellow card. How can you mark the party? But that party is very spacey. So within the first 10 minutes, I've gotten a yellow card, and we all know defenders immediately, especially those playing on the flanks, immediately you get yellow cards.
You are the weakest.
You have slowed down everything about you. Now you become a bit overly cautious.
All the things you
do, because you don't want to fly into the attack. When you know that getting a yellow card there are things you do to get a yellow card. It's very, very crazy. You even can say something to the referee, everyone will give you a yellow card. You understand? So that's what I'm saying, that we beg the players, they should be level-headed. You go into tackles when you think they are necessary. Don't go and overdoing things just to be seen. We beg you. You just want to qualify. You are not asking you to play to be the best player on that day. Just help the team to qualify.
If a player tells you your papa, just walk away.
You after the match, you can go and beat him.
You can go and beat him
after the game.
Trust me, there will be so much mind games in that game. So you have to be really
you have
tough.
to be sharp.
You have to have some tough mentality. The mentality has to be tough. Don't be pressured. No matter what you have been told, don't be pressured. And I know Nigeria has some people who have had Osimhen is number one. Nwabali is number two. They're always hot. Hot. Please, they should cool down. So if you have any to add to what we have said, let us know down below in the comments. Lastly, let's talk about the threat Gabon possesses. It looks like you're talking about Nigeria. We are not talking about Gabon. Gabon is a dangerous side.
Yeah.
Now, if you have been following us to this point, then you know that we talked about their performances in the qualifiers, and they have done extremely well. If not for Ivory Coast, they should have qualified automatically. And amongst the teams that are in this playoff, they are the ones with the highest points. Now, the honest truth is that they also possess some serious quality, and also their strategy needs to be examined and studied. Now, number one thing I notice about this team is that, look, if you look at the team, especially their midfield, it is crazy.
There's consistency in their midfield.
Their midfield is so good. From Lemina to Kanga to Didier Ndong. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a battle of midfields. Because you look at the Nigeria team, their midfield, we have always been complaining. It is this, it is that. I'm telling you, if Nigeria don't win that midfield battle, there will be a problem. Because as much as we are talking about their forwards, who passes the ball to the forwards? It's from the midfield.
And Kanga is that link between the midfielders and the forward.
He transitions the ball so quick. So I feel like we need to examine that midfield, because when you watch their games, even the game against Gambia where Aubameyang scored those 4 goals, just take a look at the sequence of play. Just take a look at the job the midfield was just doing. The only way Gambia was scoring a lot was the ball was not passing through the middle. They were using it to pass their flanks, because they were rather moving forward a lot. So it was an advantage and disadvantage to them as well. So Chanana, what do you have to say about their midfield?
My midfield is very, very, very tough, because the coach always goes with a 4-2-3-1 formation. So it gives him a strong midfield, and he plays with double pivots, which is Lemina and Indor. And he uses Kanga as the link between strikers. So this gives them advantage to use their flanks. Understand? And they have Boyanga, who is very speedy, and Aubameyang. We all know, even though he's not as speedy as he was, but still there's a little bit of space and other things. He can outrun you when you are not the speedy type. So this like this, they are very, very dangerous on the flanks. Understand? So their midfield is very tight, robust, and they have one thing to know. They also have flexibility in the team a lot. They can change formations depending on how the game is going. The coach can switch to a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2.
You know how that is called? In-game management.
You understand? And flexibility, the tactical flexibility among the players. You see that the same players can change formation like 3 times. That tells you that the players have tactical flexibility. They can change things when they realize that no, maybe today the 4-2-3-1 is not going on. Well, switch. Like one player we say switch, then they switch. Switch, then they switch. So we beg Nigerians, they should be very, very attentive on the day. You give your all. You just don't care about it. Just concentrate on what you are told by the coach, because I know whatever formation Eric Yakusha will go to neutralize whatever Gabon has to do. So just follow what your coach has told you, and we'll come out with flying colors.
Yes. So that is one threat we have identified. Another one is set pieces. When you say set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks, they are very important. The truth of the matter is, as much as Nigerians, most of their forwards have height. Same for, Gabon. Aubameyang is also pretty much tall. Same for Boyanga, pretty much, he's fairly tall. And if you see the goals they scored, some have been headers, some have also been kicked by their foot. But if you take a look at their headers alone, should tell you how dangerous they can be in the air. And this is where I am pleading with the defenders. Whoever is starting, whether Trust Ekon, whether Calvin Bassey, whether Benjamin Fredericks, I beg you, If the player jumps 6 feet, jumps 7 feet, I'm telling you,
over jump.
Start studying. Your timing should be perfect.
Michael Jordan and Cyril Ronaldo. Start watching the videos to
look,
jump.
Your aerial draws, you shouldn't joke with it because these players are not going to joke. And I'm telling you this because set pieces might not be all about floating the ball up. It could be how they play it. Maybe there can be a way they will play their free kick. You need to be attentive. That's why I'm not making it only about area duels, but then ground duels are very important too.
Look at AFCON 2008, the goal Ghana scored against Morocco. The one they gave the ball to Montana. Yeah.
You understand?
It was not floated in, but perfect executed.
Perfectly executed. That's what I'm saying. It might not even be something aerial. It can be something that is done on the ground. So your area, like your ground balls alone, should also be a pointer. Chanana, set pieces.
I think set pieces, then Nigeria should be attentive. And let's be frank, set pieces is not only the duty of the defenders. The strikers, we defend set piece as a team.
As a team.
That's why
zonal or man marking.
That's why in the box you don't have only the defenders, the midfielders, the strikers. So anyone who comes in the box must know that you are there to pick someone. Don't come and just be standing. If you know you are not ready to defend, then don't come in the box.
I think right now teams have set pieces coach. So I hope the set piece coach kind of does his job.
Yeah, because you won't come in the box and you will not defend or you will not pick anyone. And you make your other teammate think you are there because the moment there's a set piece against you and you are in the box, as a team, I will know that as you are in the box, you are coming to do a job. Yeah. So just don't come there and lose concentration. So if you know,
normally they have these signs they do. When a set piece coach is on the touchline and they do a sign, if you notice Arsenal and they do a sign, there are certain players who do zonal marking and there are certain players who do man marking.
And even you see some of them just go and stand in front of the goalkeeper. He will not touch the keeper, he will not do anything. He will not obstruct the goal. He's just standing there to prevent. So immediately the goalkeeper mistakes it. It's a goal without a foul. Look at the goal they scored against Newcastle. Saliba was standing there. He was standing. Before you realize he has blocked Pickford. Gabriel has headed the ball. 96 minutes. Arsenal got the winner. And it was not a foul, but he didn't even jump. Saliba didn't even jump. He was just standing there. That is tactic. So please, if you go inside the box, make sure that you are marking someone. If you know you are not going to mark, then don't enter the box. Stand outside so that you know that you are not in. So that anyone there, because the moment you are in the box to defend against a set piece, automatically as your teammate, I know you are marking someone. You understand? So I'll just change my, because if I see you and I'm standing here, I know you are marking. So me, I'll just go to another place. But if you know you are not, don't come and stand beside him. Go out. Let me see him. Joe, I'll come and mark him. So we beg the players, they should try to communicate a lot. So that football, that's why it's 10 players. You help each other on the field. You can't play the football alone. So communicate a lot because we are hoping for victory. So please, you guys should do all means possible to fight for the victory. All
right. So just to add up to what Chanana said, as I said, there are set piece coaches, and I believe Nigeria has one, a set piece coach. When the time is for set piece, like just follow the instruction, as simple as that. If you are on zonal marking duties, just be on zonal marking duties. If you're on man marking duties, just be on man. If you're supposed to man mark the goalpost, just do so. As simple as that. Everyone has their roles whenever the set piece is against them. Normally, you always see it with teams. Even let me use Ghana as an example. Whenever we are conceding set piece, Kudus is not in there; he's outside.
And he can jump
because he's short. Because you normally notice the short ones normally don't go in there; they're out there. Now, the reason why they do that thing is that when in case the ball is being pushed out there, those outside the 18-yard box who are not even involved in the activities can begin a counter attack. You understand my point? So just follow instructions and you'll be good. Now let's move away from that and talk about their flanks. When you are talking about flanks, we are talking about be it the right side or be it the left side. And as much as it's an advantage to them, it's also a disadvantage. Because when they move forward like that, Nigeria can attack easily. And if you watch the Gabon-Gambia game, it was so easily for Gambia to score against them because when most of their players on the flanks go forward, they use it to their advantage and they go and score. So you see Minte always, he was so quick.
Minte was quick.
He was so quick. So as much as it's an advantage to them, trust me, Nigeria can exploit that. But it is dangerous because they have used this so many times to win games, to score goals, and Nigeria needs to be focused on that. What do you have to say?
I think Nigeria should map up a good strategy for that. If you want to use that to hurt them, then I hope by this time they started practicing on how to use it to hurt them.
Where's it? And Moses
those sharp players, given the opportunity, they must use it as an advantage. So you defend well and you know when to attack. That is when immediately you get the ball, you switch quick. You don't waste time on the ball for them to get their defensive shape back.
Yep.
So you just transit the ball early and hope that will create a lot of chances.
Right.
So we are hoping that the players go on and do what the coach asks them to do, because I'm sure we, even laymen, seeing this, I'm sure the tactical people or the technical people have already seen this and they are planning towards it. So we just hope that the players will go in and execute whatever the coaches have done, and will bring the victory back home.
And the last one has to do with shots outside the box. Trust me, Gabon, they are not afraid to strike the ball outside the box. Like when they see the opportunity, they are going to do that. Now, the reason why we are bringing this in is that there is something called deflection.
Yeah.
Now, deflection can be no fault of yours, but if your goalkeeper is alert enough, it could be prevented. Most often than not, it's not prevented. But then if your goalkeeper is alert enough, it could be prevented. The reason I'm saying this is that when a shot is kicked outside the 18-yard box and the defender tries to attempt to block it, fine, sometimes you can block it, but sometimes it can deflect. Now you need your goalkeeper to be alert all times, because sometimes you're unaware there is a shot coming on you. And Gabon has used it always to their advantage, because once they see that your attention is somewhere else, they are striking the ball from outside. And those ones we are talking about could be either the forwards or even the midfielders doing that. So it is very important to take note that the shots from outside could come from anyone, from any angle. Both the defenders and the goalkeepers need to be attentive enough to notice that. So, and their blocks too should be very important. So what do you have to say?
Yeah, I think I will second whatever you say. You must be very active as a goalkeeper. If you realize the shot is coming, if it's deflected, then there's a probability you can do something, because you are aware that the shot is coming. So immediately it's deflected, you know how to position yourself. But if you are caught unawares and the ball deflects, then you're double trouble, because you didn't see the ball coming. The ball also deflects again. So you just be hoping that the deflection takes the ball away.
Yep.
So we beg the goalkeepers and the defenders, this is your field, because you don't expect your striker to come and block a shot for you. That's not done anywhere. It's the duty of the defenders. So we are hoping that they'll be focused. Focus. That's the main attention. On focus on the game, and we are sure that victory will be yours.
So guys, we are going to end it here. This is where we are going to end it. Definitely we'll bring another video concerning the lineup, both from Gabon and also from Nigeria, concerning this particular game. But then we just want to tell you what we saw in that game, our preview, what Nigeria has to do to actually win the game. We have watched Gabon's game, we have watched that of Nigeria. We hope this is helpful for those who want to understand tactical aspect of the game. My name is Adam, you can call me Ebuka, and I did this video with Chanana.
Chinedu, always in the building.
Thank you for watching, and also don't miss our next video. Please turn on notification, and thank you for watching. We'll make sure to see you in the next one. Goodbye.